Yo, yo, what up, boy?
Dirty Bird, what it do?
Welcome back to the business, baby.
Man, it is good to be back, man. It is good to be back.
Yeah, dude, we missed you last week. Unfortunately, while you were gone, it's like something, it must have been like meant to be for you not to be here because we had a fuck up last week. Whole bunch of shit went down. We get on the stream, we get on the podcast to record. Twice my computer crashes, so that was already a bad sign. And then at the end of it, when I bring it up to like look at the recording, it fucking didn't pick up any audio and it was bugged. So needless to say, I got pissed off, bought a new PC. We're in the game now, baby. We're in the fucking game. So we're good. Little upgrade. We're back in it. We did a little mixing and fixing. So the stream should be crispy now. We should be good. So all the podcasts should sound really good. The video should be really good. So we should be in a good place.
Absolutely, man. What a week for me to come back, dude.
I know, right, man? It's like it's almost like we didn't even need to talk about it beforehand. It's going to be more important to talk about it now that it's happened because UFC 290 was incredible.
That might have been one of the best cards I've seen, dude.
I definitely could say it's top five all time.
Dude, so much crazy knockouts, man.
I mean, it was what, 4 in under like 30 seconds, or there was, let's see, we had 1, 2, 3. I think it was 4. Yeah, four knockouts in under 31 seconds. 4 finishes under 31 seconds.
That is insane. I saw a picture of you watching it on the stream with your shirt on at the end.
Dude, I ain't gonna lie. At about Robert Whittaker, Dracus Duplessis, I was sauce, bro.
Bro, I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you.
Because I was so amped up, bro, and nobody was in here at the very beginning, like the early prelims. So it was me and Miller Lite. And that was it. So by the end of the early prelims, because it went, unanimous decision to start it off, which it was a decent fight. And then it went knockout, sub. And I'm over here just like, I'm hyped up watching this shit, just drinking. Next thing you know, it's only 7 o'clock because everything happened so fast. And I'm like, damn, these prelims haven't even started. And I look over and I've already drank like 5 beers. I'm like, oh, this is going to be a great night. And then all of a sudden we get to the prelims. And then it just kept going, dude. So I'm ready to get into it, Nasty. First of all, let me go ahead and make it. This is Over the Octagon Podcast, episode 26. Nasty's back. I'm back. We in this thing. We're going to discuss UFC 290 today in high depth. I know this coming weekend, we have not the greatest of cards. So it's going to be very hard to sit here and talk about that for hours. So we might do a 10-minute breakdown tonight, and that might be about it for that. And then maybe next week, if it becomes like as intense as this shit, we might end up talking about it more in depth, the outcome of every fight. But I'm ready to get into 290, man. I want to discuss a few things. Early prelims, holy shit, dude. Started out 3 finishes right off the rip to start the card, man.
It's insane, man. This dude, Jesus, that was just one and done.
The most perfectly executed right hand.
I'm talking, and he walked over him. I think he was trying to check. He was like, am I getting punked?
He was, and the ref shoved him out of the way, like, get out of the way.
Dude, I think you would have seen, is this real? Is this dude playing possum? Because, I mean, that's happened before, but...
And, he going into it, I don't believe he was the favorite. I think he was the underdog going into that fight.
I looked up the fight afterwards, man. There's actually an MLB player with the same exact name.
Jesus Aguilar?
Yeah.
And actually, I think that was his first knockout, too, if I'm not mistaken. First knockout of his career, and he was the underdog going into the fight. So, holy shit, yeah, that kind of electrified everything. It's kind of crazy to note, it's 17 seconds into a fight, a punch takes you out. Like, I get Ben Askren getting kneed in the face. Like, that's some serious shit, but... a overhand right, cold. Imagine that dude's got to hit like a brick.
Disgusting, dude. Right on the fucking fin, dude.
Just the most perfectly executed punch.
He threw it like, I remember way back in the day, Dan Henderson, the way he would launch that fucking overhand right, dude, it would just, if it hit, it's fucking over with.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what it seemed like to me, man. Just a straight up Dan Hendo, go to fucking sleep.
Yeah, I was very impressed by that. I mean, obviously, sometimes things happen. People get lucky, things like that. Punches happen. We obviously know that a one punch knockout could happen at literally any given moment. So, but yeah, that knockout started the night. Like that was the first knockout of the night, and then we go right into the next fight, Simon versus Mitchell, and Simon again delivered first round knockout. Another one.
Dude, straight out of South Africa. South Africa ended up having
a dominant performance.
I was like, okay, South Africa's out here to fucking. I was on the way home from Greece, and I was talking to somebody that's from South Africa, and I was like, Duplessis. She's like, no, Duplessis.
Duplessis.
Like, you know him? I was like, yeah, I know him. I was like, he did something really cool last night. I guess South Africa's got a good little program, man.
Well, it's clear they do, especially after 290. I mean, shit.
Yeah, two guys stepping up there, so that's pretty good for him. He looked good too, man. He looked good.
Yeah, no, he really did. I mean, 9-0 in the UFC now. Let's see what he's got next. He's definitely out of the early prelims. I can promise you that after that performance.
Easily, dude. He's definitely going to be a prelim contender guy. Like, he's going to be fun to watch in division that's, new blood. Let's go. Let's fucking go.
Yep. And then to end it, we had another finish. Petrino gets the arm triangle over Freshnio. And again, another guy who is fighting a guy like Freshnio, who's not a bad fighter, who I thought would have put up a better fight. Round 3 triangle. Now he's 9-0. So we had 2 undefeated guys come out on top.
Have you been seeing a lot of people do these arm triangles more and more lately?
Yeah, speaking of an arm triangle, there was one last night on The Ultimate Fighter.
Was there? I didn't get to watch it yet.
Perfectly executed arm triangle.
Oh my god.
Beautiful, man. Too. Yeah,
so much more setups for it now, man. People are just getting so creative with their arm triangles. Like, even on a fight later on that we're going to talk about, which might be the best fight in the card, people throwing arm triangles all day.
Yes. And then that was just the early prelims, dude.
Yeah.
That was
insane.
I mean, and then the prelims, things start to get a little bit more crazier as well. So we started out the early prelims with a first round finish. We called this one. I mean, if we actually got to put the podcast out, we actually called this one. I went with Alonzo Manafeld as the underdog against Jimmy Crute. Especially after watching their last fight, Manafeld seemed to have more power than Crute did. Crute just tried to utilize his wrestling, but time is a wise tell, my friend. It catches up to you fast. And as we saw, it did. Manafeld looked great. He put on a dominant performance, way better than his previous performance against him. And Jimmy Crute, did not look that good.
He didn't look too good, man. And Manafeld, you called it, man. Manafeld is extremely strong.
He is very strong.
And, I mean, that dude is just fucking big, and he dominated, dude. And I wanted a knockout, but, I mean, he got the sub in there. But, I mean, he's
which is surprising that he got the sub over a guy like Crute. That's how you know that Crute was kind of finished. Once he landed those strikes and got him to where he needed to get him and then was able to get that choke secure. And then you just see, I know at the end of it, you saw Crute kind of put his gloves on the octagon. Everybody's like, oh man, did he retire? It did come out. He did not retire. He's just taking a break, but I don't think we'll see him return, to be honest.
No, man. And that was actually their second time fighting.
They had a draw. It was a draw the first time. That's what I'm saying. The first fight was was more like, it was obviously closer than this fight, but I just knew based on the previous fight that Manafeld had the better strength and power. And Crute's a little bit, his game has gone downhill since the old Jimmy Crute.
Yeah, Jimmy Crute used to be something, man. But the thing is, you got to be a hybrid in this game. And Jimmy Crute, you're not too good. You're good at some things, but man, you got to step it up if you're new something. It's not your time anymore.
100%. So, Manafeld, appreciate you winning me some dough, my boy.
Some bread, we getting whiskey.
It's so crazy that we're getting it's back-to-back finishes, dude. So now we're going to the next crazy finish of the night. Denise Gomes versus Yargway. Yeah, that's Yasmin, right?
Yeah.
And Yasmin going in as a favorite of like minus 280, 290. She was like a pretty heavy favorite in this fight. And
390.
And Gomes, 20-second finish, dude. And put the perfectly executed strikes. Boom, got it out of there and finished quick.
You saw her walk away like this. What?
See, I took Yasmin. I still think Yasmin is good. And I was really shocked that she was able to finish it that quickly. I believe we were talking about Yasmin 2 months ago.
We were, man, and
And we were
both
saying
liked
how
her.
good she looked inside the octagon.
She is good, man. But the thing is, like you said, anybody can get caught, and she got caught.
Now so she fought in December 3rd. Have we been doing it this long? No, we haven't. So maybe it wasn't her, but I do recall her last few wins being pretty solid.
Yeah, she's good, man. I've been following her for a while now, dude. She's a beast, dude.
But clearly it was not enough. Gomes got it finished, and that was the second fastest knockout of the night at 20 seconds.
We got blessed on this card, dude. Blessed.
So, and then we kind of took a break after that, and we had Taira and Chavez, which to me, I thought that Taira could have looked a lot better than what the odds predicted him to be. 14-0, I thought he was going to run straight through this guy. Yeah, he did kind of points-wise, but I thought it was going to be a lot more dominant performance out of him.
No, man, and there was a lot of speed because, this is the flyweight division, dude. We can talk about it later on, but, it's not deep.
No.
When you got an undefeated fighter coming in there to make a name for himself, you want him to at least fucking do something, man. And I was not impressed by that at all.
I think he was the second biggest favorite on the card too, if I'm not mistaken.
Really?
Yeah, it's like he had a pretty. Yeah, so he was coming in on like a sub decision win. Like he was up there in the odds. I'm pretty sure he was the second highest favorite on the card, if I'm not mistaken, though. But yeah, I was expecting a bigger performance. Yeah, he 29-27 him. I mean, he did outstrike him. He did outclass him, but I thought he was going to finish him. Like, you got 10 minutes of control time, and you couldn't finish the fight?
Yeah, I know, right?
Come on, man. You got to do better than that, bro. If I got 10 minutes of your ass, I'm finna get your ass gone, baby. You best believe it.
Facts. I feel that.
But regardless of that, fuck that fight, because the real fight is next, my friend.
Man,
hang a hat up to the legend himself, Robbie Lawler. One of the most epic walkout, like one of the most epic goodbyes in the history ever. I mean, you cannot make up a better story than what he just did.
We've been saying this since episode 1.
We have.
We wanted somebody to hang it up the right way,
dude.
And
it made me feel so good to see it,
dog. Thank God, man. Because, dude, his story, I could talk an hour about him, dude. His story is incredible, dude. He's fought everywhere. There's Robbie Lawler with hair, then Robbie Lawler with no hair.
Yep.
The dude has fought everywhere. He started in the UFC early.
We talked about this. You said it early. We talked about this. There are people who are in the Overs Club who weren't even alive when Robbie Lawler started fighting in the UFC.
No way.
Yeah.
I get it, man. He started
21 years ago.
Holy shit, dude. And dude, he was successful in it, man. I know he left after getting knocked out by Nick Diaz.
Yeah. His first fight in the UFC was in 2002, Nick. We looked it up. We were trying to see when his first fight was, and it was in 2002. Let me double check just to be 100%. But I'm almost 100%. His first fight was 2002.
It is. Holy shit.
And he's been fighting since 2002.
Dude, I mean the guy about him, man, he's fought everywhere, dude.
I lied. He started fighting in 2001, but his first fight in the UFC was in 2002 against Aaron Riley. That's fucking UFC 37, dude. 37. We're at UFC 290.
Oh my God.
That's fucking nuts, dude. But yes, back to that, man. Like, come on, man. What a legend, dude.
Dude, he started off the UFC, had a very successful career, and then he pulls the card that everyone else wants to do. He's like, dude, I want to fight, out of the country. I want to do all this stuff, dude. He loses to Nick Diaz. He fucking joins Icon. He gets his championship belt. He loses to Mayhem Miller, Jason Miller.
I know. I remember that guy. He even fought in Strikeforce and stuff.
Dude, yeah, he goes to Pride, gets a flying knockout win. I watched that fight yesterday. I was like, I completely forgot about this, dude. Gets a flying knockout win. He's fought everybody, dude. And he became the Elite XC middleweight champion. He does really good in Strike Force. He loses to Jake Shields, but I mean that's Jake Shields. That dude was a fucking
You
problem back
see,
then.
remember when he fought Frank Trigg?
Yeah, dude, Frank Trigg, dude. The battle of the balls right there, man.
Like, holy shit. There's so many. He's fought in so many legends, bro. Like, let's just highlight some of his like biggest wins. Josh Koscheck coming back into the UFC out of Strike Force. He gets Josh Koscheck.
Knocked him out,
Knocked him out.
Yeah.
Rory McDonald, split decision win. Big win.
Rory was great, dude.
Matt Brown, another one. And then he gets the belt against Johnny Hendricks. And then he goes on a 3-fight, or he defends it 3 times before he loses to Tyron Woodley.
Oh, yeah, man. He was good. The whole Carlos Condit fight was pretty fucking awesome, too, man. A lot of people say it was split, whatever, like that. Condit's one of my favorite fighters, but that shit alone was impressive.
She's chilling, bro. No, for sure. And then he loses that, and then he comes back, wins against Donald Cerrone. Then he kind of goes on a rough streak.
Definitely does, dude. I mean, that's age. That's
but that's when it started to catch up to him. So I could see, you know. But then he comes back, gets a big win over Nick Diaz on that final, like, hey, pick me back up again. And then now we're almost today, a huge win over a veteran too, Nico Price. 38-second knockout in your retirement fight. We've been manifesting this since day one. And all these other fighters have gone out, like, you know, just they lose their big fight. And this guy goes out there and wears his heart on his sleeve and wins it. And then they had the perfect like video set up for him and all that stuff. Like, it almost wanted to make you cry, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I did a little bit, and so did he. Thing is, watching him cry, I thought Joe Rogan was going to tear up too. It was fucking insane.
I guarantee you, Joe Rogan, when he talks about it on his podcast, he's gonna cry. 100%. So
he's been covering him for how long?
Yeah, I mean, dude, you gotta think Joe Rogan's been doing UFC since the 2000s, early 2000s, and he's probably seen Robbie's whole career.
He definitely has.
Actually, definitely has seen his whole career. So, but yeah, man, shout out to Robbie Lawler. Enjoy that. Hopefully money doesn't try to bring you back to get your chin knocked in, because I don't want to see that. I want you to hang it up and finish on top like you did, brother.
Yeah, and I don't want him. I know Conor McGregor's saying, oh, he's going to come back just because.
Well, Conor's pissing me off.
I think he's full-on alcoholic now, dude. Straight up.
I think he is too, man. I think he's gone a little fucking nuts.
He definitely, I mean, dude, he's sponsored by, he owns his own whiskey label, dude. You know how much he's drinking for free?
Yeah, true. And every time you see him, he's like, "Shot, get the shot, mate. Come on, fuck. Dude, come on, bro." But I don't want to talk about the Ultimate Fighter because Conor McGregor's team is garbage, dude. They're getting their shit kicked in.
Has he not won yet?
0-6. They got one more fight left, and if they lose that fight, it'll be the first time in Ultimate Fighter history that one team has got fully swept.
No fucking way.
Yeah. But anyways, back on topic. Do what?
Yeah, I get it.
What'd you say? Did he have what?
Did he have his moment yet? Because I have not caught up to it.
I mean, he's gotten to the octagon and like pushed Michael Chandler, and they got into an argument, but it's not shit. He's starting to get really upset because he went into the octagon after his dude just lost, and he goes up to Dana White. He goes, "Now what happens if we get swept?" And Dana was like, "Conor, I don't know." He was like, "I honestly don't know. It's never happened." Like, but I saw the highlights for the next one. I guess some of the fighters are like calling out Conor like from a distance, and they're like, "You're a punk bitch. Like, come over here, I'll fight you." Like, some of the prospects are trying to fight Conor McGregor now. So we'll see how that goes. Yeah.
They said one of the craziest things on Ultimate Fighter history is supposed to happen, so maybe a prospect's going to jump on his ass.
Oh, really? Yeah, I'm really interested in this.
Something Dana White's never seen in the whole entire series, so it's going to be fucking.
Well, then it's probably they get swept.
I mean,
that's the most logical thing to think about now that I think about it.
I'm hoping it's fucking shitty.
No, I hope that I really would love to see him lose, then they get really pissed off, and then shit just goes off the rails, and then next thing you know, we have like a WWE Royal Rumble Ultimate Fighter style.
Bro, let's go. Let's hit that.
But I know that. All right, fuck that. We'll get onto that later. I want to keep going because now we're at the real deal, the main card. We got a little sidetrack, folks. Sorry. My boy Bo Nickel starting out the night with a massive W. Where them hands come from, brother? That man's been in the gym.
Where did they come from, bro?
That man's been training, boy. He said, I need to learn how to fight. I need to learn how to strike. I get it. It was against an unranked guy who is debut fight. I get it. But his strikes looked pretty solid. The 5 he threw.
Dude, extremely solid. Those uppercuts?
Yeah. I mean, and then Val Woodburn is a big motherfucker.
Yeah.
So he must have caught him really like, and he looked quick too. Like, got in, boom. Got out, boom. Got back in, boom, 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 finish.
Dude, he looked comfortable.
He did. Because he wasn't afraid to get up in there because Val could have knocked him out, dude. If he would have caught him with that first original uppercut or right hand, it might have took Bo Nickel's head off. Bo wasn't intimidated. Bo got in there and got it done. Like, I don't know how you could even talk more about it. It's almost like you can almost ask, like, what's next for him? Like, what do you do now?
I mean, dude, first off, I give homeboy a lot of credit for jumping in there.
Oh, hell yeah. You got to.
You got to jump. You got to give him credit. Give him where it's due. That's super impressive. You're going against a freak of nature athlete. So a lot of these people that are saying this about, oh, how is he ever going to be so good at another thing besides wrestling and all this stuff like that? It's like, well, you got a freak athlete like Steph Curry who can golf very well. If you're extremely good at something, dude, you put that mind focus into something else, you're going to dominate, dude. And he looked like he can fucking bang. Bang, bang.
Yeah, I think the biggest question is now is we have to see his chin get tested. We have to see someone really hit him hard enough to where it shakes him up a little bit and see how he reacts. Because if he looks like this every fight, he's going to be a world champion one day, without a doubt. But the question is we haven't seen him get truly tested against a top-ranked contender, top 15, top 10. I think we're going to get there shortly. I don't think it'll be very long before we see him competing at a high level. I know Dana talked about him taking it slow with him and, continue building him throughout the ranks. He doesn't want to force him straight into a major fight yet. He wants to keep letting him build. So he's marinating him to be a world champion. It's inevitable. I know me and a few guys were talking today on Instagram chat about Bo in particular, and I said after watching him, like, there's only like a few people that are going to be able to stop him taking him down. I think he beats anybody in the top, all the way up into the top 5. I don't think he beats top 5 quite yet, but I just don't see anybody outside of the top 5 that's going to be able to stop that takedown. The only people is like maybe Hamzat, maybe Kamaru Usman, and Gilbert Burns maybe can probably not get taken down, but still could probably get taken down. But he just knows how to utilize his jiu-jitsu and shit like that to get in a good position. But Bo's jiu-jitsu is getting better as time goes on. So maybe as the time when he gets to that point where he is fighting top 10, he might be a fucking black belt.
He might be, and that's a big discussion about the Hamzat thing about who would out wrestle who.
And that's difficult because I listened to a lot of MMA podcasts, and one podcast in particular said they said Bo could beat Hamzat. I personally disagree. I think he still has a little bit of learning to do because Hamzat is all around insane, bro. He's all around insane. Bo is still hasn't fought that level of competition yet, and you can definitely how it goes in UFC when you just are out of your league, and there's definitely levels to it regardless of how good you are. There's always level to it. I mean, Arnold Allen, Max Holloway, we saw it there too. Arnold Allen's a great fighter. Max Holloway's a veteran and pieced him up. So Bo is there. Give him to about 7-0, 8-0. Then you give him a top 12 fight, and let's see how he does. because, like I said, it's going to take a guy like Kamaru Usman to stop his wrestling, or someone who is a great defensive wrestler to really beat him. You know?
Do you think he could beat Hamza in just a wrestling match?
No. Yeah. I do.
Yeah.
Yeah, in just a wrestling match, yes. No striking, no MMA, no grapple, or no jiu-jitsu. Yeah. Oh hell yeah, dude. Bo Nickel, I don't think there's a single person in the UFC that could beat him in a wrestling match.
Okay.
Straight up wrestling match.
That's what's up.
I don't think so. He's just too good of a wrestler. I like that's like saying in that's like, could he beat an original Gracie in jiu-jitsu? It's like, no. No, he could beat him in a wrestling match, but he's gonna get fucking put in an arm triangle. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man, and that's just yeah. I mean, I would love Bo Nick. I want to see him good, but the thing is, wrestling on a mat is a lot different than wrestling in the cage.
Oh yeah, because you got a little bit more space. There's no cage to stop you. Things like that. There's a lot of differences.
But I'm stoked for him. I'm happy, dude. That knockout, regardless what I'm saying, that knockout was fucking clean. That can throw hands now.
That's funny you asked that question, because I remember hearing another interview with Bo Nickel about dang, I just forgot his name, dude. Why did I just forget his name? That's one of the best, Jordan Burroughs.
That's one I read, actually.
Yeah, so they asked Bo Nickel who would win in a wrestling match. Could Islam beat Jordan Burroughs in a wrestling match? And Bo Nickel said, not even close.
It's not even close, man.
It was like, dude, Jordan Burroughs is a 7-time national championship Olympic wrestler. He's gonna make light work of Islam Makhachev. So, and that's another guy too, Islam. Like, could Islam stop Bo Nickel takedown? You know what I'm saying? So, like, things like that. Those type of guys is going to be where the competition gets really interesting for Bo, especially with his wrestling. But no, there's not a single person in the UFC, I don't think, that could beat him in a wrestling match.
God, well, I'm just ready for. I mean, I know it's not right at me, but I'm ready to see him fight someone fucking good. I think everyone wants to see him crack out of like a top 10er.
Oh, 100%. And it's going to happen. He's definitely going to get a big fight next, a true test, but it might not be like a top 15. It might be like right on the edge.
What do you think they would give him?
No, dude.
And where would you rank him at? Would you rank him at like 6?
No, I'd rank him in the top 20, maybe 20.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, he's 5-0 in the 5 fights he's got, and what, 2 of them are in an actual like pay-per-view.
Yeah.
So I mean, and one was against Val Woodburn, somebody who's making a debut, and the other one was against what's the guy's name? Jamie Pickett, which he made light work of that, and then the 2 Dana White Contender Series fights. So I think he still needs about 2 more fights before he gets a top 15, even top 20 fight. I would put him, just personally, I'd put him in the almost top 20 for sure. But I think he does do pretty well in that division. As long as he keeps it up and kind of like slowly progresses that striking, he's going to be a problem, dude.
Dude, do you see him? And I was just looking through the rankings. I do it like every fucking day. I'm obsessed with the sport. With fucking what if they set him up with Sean Strickland?
I thought about that too, but that's too early.
Too early.
Way too early.
Dude.
But Sean Strickland, the thing about Sean Strickland is Sean Strickland can scrap, dude.
Dude, he can scrap, man.
Like, I was listening to Joe Rogan and him on their podcast the other day, and if you haven't listened to that, by the way, holy fuck, dude, you've got to listen to that shit. Sean Strickland and Joe Rogan. The Joe Rogan Experience with Sean Strickland. Oh my God, Sean Strickland is a nutcase.
And he's completely sober, right? He don't drink.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
He does not drink. I know that I've seen it in an interview. He's like, I don't even drink.
But when he talks about his upbringing and shit, oh dude, he's a wild man.
Oh shit. Okay.
You got to listen to it. It's worth it for sure. But no, Sean Strickland, and the way he talks about how he like trains and stuff, he like full on spars every single. That's how he trains. Full spar, 100%.
Yeah, man.
Dude's a nut, dude. He just wants to brawl, bro.
Yeah, I see him bringing in random people on the street. There's a video that went around where he's scrapping a random person that said he could go in with him. And
So yeah, he
Yeah.
is middleweight, so it wouldn't even make sense as like, but it would have to be more like Hamzat unless, yeah, because Hamzat and Burns they're welterweight. I wasn't even thinking about that. So yeah, it might take a bigger dude to shove a takedown. It may be like Sean Strickland is not the number nine ranked middleweight. That's weird. Um,
7.
should be higher than that.
Duplessis kind of messed all the things up, right?
Well,
Duplessis.
Duplessis is number one now.
I mean, it's got to be.
Number one
I mean,
contender should be.
shit,
But
bro.
anyways, back to Bo Nickel. Holy shit, my boy is there. He's the real deal. I've been saying it since the beginning, before we even started doing this podcast. His very first Dana White Contender Series fight, Maddie even said it in when we were watching the fights the other night. He's like, "There's no, they're like, Dirty Bird's been following this guy from the beginning, if not longer. Well, since his wrestling career, really. But he's the real deal, dude. He's gonna live up to the hype. I truly believe he will."
Definitely, man. We're here for it, and we've been saying this since the jump.
So, well, the next fight was very disappointing to me, man, because as all you know, we're a Jalen Turner podcast. I love Jalen Turner. I've always liked Jalen Turner. And to see him lose, it really that crushed my soul, dude. I had to drink like 2 beers for that one, dude. That one crushed me.
I did drink a lot for that one, dude, because I was getting frustrated the whole entire time, man. He got at the bottom line, dude. The decision, I agree with it.
I'm so 50-50 on it, dude. I really thought he won because Dan Hooker only controlled 30 minutes of that second round. Or 30 seconds of that second round, I'm sorry.
Yeah. Just I mean, he got outstruck, dude. You know, he got outstruck.
Dude.
I know. Turner got the takedown. I know, but it just, I mean,
Jalen Turner looked gas going into that third act. He looked hurt.
he looked gas. I don't know what happened. The thing is, but Dan Hooker was the one hurt, right?
Well, no, because so going that head kick, dude. Dan Hooker's head has to be like the strongest thing known to man. You know, he broke his arm, like he has a fractured arm, he has a fractured orbital bone from the head kick,
That's insane.
and he still won the fight.
Yeah, that's going to be a long healing process too. I think, man, that's going to be it's fucking nuts.
But he did piece Turner up, man. He stayed in there strong, and at the end of that second round, he hurt him pretty bad, and that he never recovered from it.
Yeah, and I'm not saying I hate Dan Hooker. I don't at all. I don't hate him. But we've been riding the Jalen Turner train for a while. We want him on the pad. We still want you on the pod.
Yeah, dude. I'm so upset. I was so upset, man. But it's like whatever, dude. I lost some money to that fight because I had a friendly wager with a buddy. I took Jalen Turner, obviously, but I mean, shit. Shout out to Dan Hooker. He's a veteran in the game too, man. He's been fighting for a long time.
Dude, he has been fighting for a long time, man, and he's good. He's obviously, a beast still.
I don't know. It's going to take him a while to recover, but I believe he trains with like Adesanya and guys like that too. So like, he's not training with scrubs,
Yeah, those New Zealand guys, man. They got a good camp over there.
Yeah. So, I mean, that was an upsetting loss, but and then what we got to go into made up for it. I mean, I think everybody but a select few was riding the Robert Whittaker train, even myself. I've always liked Robert Whittaker. I never disliked him at all. I always thought he was a hell of a fighter, a hell of a dude, and I wanted to see him win. Based on what we've seen in Duplessis in the past, it was almost like you almost had to pick Robert Whittaker. He was like a minus 300 favorite. But then slowly as fight time started to come along, just my gut started turning. Something told me like something was going to happen, dude.
Same, man. That was I love Whittaker, dude. He's a cool dude in general, man. Just everything he does in the interviews, he's a likable dude. All those guys from Australia that fight over there, dude, they're fucking awesome. But I had this slick feeling, dude, and Duplessis is strong.
I'll tell you what, it wasn't that slick. My feeling was not that slick. I didn't expect something like that to happen. I thought maybe like an edged out, decision, just a brawl. I did not expect Duplessis to look like that, though.
Dude, let's dissect it, man. First round, I mean, you're seeing an even exchange.
Yeah.
Whittaker looked good, but something was off, dude.
You could tell.
Something was off. I don't know. He was scared, timid, broke, or something. Something was fucking off, dude. I'm sitting there like, all right. It's not supposed to be going down like this at
No,
all. And then you see Duplessis started edging him, started getting him, started like even when if he should be losing the exchange, he wasn't. He was stronger, dude. This guy, I think Duplessis is a lot stronger than people think, man.
I
That's
think
why.
he's a lot better than people think. Not even stronger. I think he's really a lot better than people put him out to be. And I think the only reason we haven't seen him perform that well is because his cardio was obviously defected because he had that issue with his nose where he couldn't breathe and things like that. So he was getting gassed out towards the later rounds of some of his fights. And I think we saw that, but then he gets that surgery and fixes him. And this man comes out looking like a fucking superhero.
Dude, he looks good.
The
He looks like the South African Superman.
question is, can he beat Izzy?
So in a game like that, when he somewhat outstruck Whitaker, right? That's what he did, right?
Yep, 74 to 32.
That's what the whole fight was, right? Do you think he can outstrike Izzy? Fuck no.
From a distance, no. Up close, maybe.
Do I want him to? Yeah, dude.
Oh, I want him to too. After Izzy's bullshit, like I wasn't a big fan of that, man. Like, for one, you were drunk. I get it. You want to build hype around a fight and things like that, but like, come on, man. Get in there and start acting like a fool. Especially the shit he was saying. Like, you sounded dumb, bro.
Dude, where were his friends? His friends should have said, bro, fuck it, don't do this.
Don't do this. You sounded cringe as fuck. Nobody wants to listen to that shit, dude. Duplessis had the coldest line ever.
Dog.
When he was like, you say you from Africa, but you are no brother of mine. I was like, damn.
All right, so I'm going to ask you, are you a Duplessis fan?
I am now. Hell yeah, I am. After that, I definitely am. Because I like Robert Whitaker, and he edged him out real well, man. Like, that knock, like the TKO, the finish was great. I definitely have a lot more respect for Duplessis now. Like, at first, I thought he was a little corny, you know? I was like, who's this guy? But now, nah, yeah. Earned my respect for sure.
You broke him, man.
He did.
And I like his style of striking, dude. And that stand over, ground and pound, bro, he just sat there and just that shit. That started the night for me, right?
So I mean, obviously, I know he's moved into the number one contender spot. But do you think he's going to be ready, though? I think they're trying to get Izzy has to be the next fight because all the other champions have fights. I'm pretty sure.
I mean, dude, it is the next fight. I'm telling you that fight's going to happen, and
it's going to be a great media show.
I'm stoked. If he's able to keep the distance close, it could be good. But Izzy's got some insane striking, dude. Let's be real.
Well, Izzy's been a champ, and he's the champ for a reason. I mean, if he can take punches from Alex Pieta, then Duplessis should be. There's no way Duplessis can punch as harder than Pieta does. I'm just gonna say that outright. There's no way.
No, man. No, kicks either. Strikes better. Nothing like that.
No.
The thing. That's who's gonna win. He's not gonna do it unless he has some good coaching that comes in there, which they do. So.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, shout out to him, dude. That was one of my favorite fights of the night, just to see that win from him. The next fight may have been fight of the night, in my opinion. This was a scrap.
That was fight of the night.
Pantoja, Moreno. What a brawl. I hate it for Brandon Moreno, but I picked Pantoja.
Yeah.
He was my pick of the night. My underdog. Yeah, I picked him. He was my underdog pick of the night. So I chose him. I got a little bit of shit for it. But I've seen him fight, man. I've seen him. He's beat Brandon Moreno before. We've seen what happens when someone's beat you before. And he just looked like, and to be honest, I don't know if I like his fighting style very much, man.
All right. To be honest, I do like it.
Do you?
Okay, so this sort of reminds me.
He's very weird, dude.
Really faint jabbing, and so he reminds me of Drunken Fist Rock Lee.
Okay, fair enough. I can see that.
He's sitting there. He goes.
I can see that. He's so weird with it, dude.
He stumbles like this. He stumbles. I was like, bro, this is fucking. Nobody fights like this. He's almost playing possum with you, and he looks like he's doing, but he's like, and then the dude can get a takedown on you at any
moment, dude. And he made it light work of Brandon Moreno with them takedowns, and that's ultimately what won him the fight. Was the takedowns.
the exchange. I mean, they were doing pretty good. I mean, dude,
Yeah.
he fucking dominated the first round. I think, dude.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
man,
I mean, I personally think he won 4-1, 4 rounds to
yeah,
one.
yeah. Okay, I agree.
So
I can see that for sure.
that's what my thought of it was 4-1. I know some people could have said 3-2, but I thought 4-1.
He looked super good, dude. He has his number all day, man. And now it just goes. It could be like you look at this division, man, and you look who's left in it. And I know we talked about this earlier. It's like, who's next? Is it going to be another fucking trilogy? Well, this would be their fourth fight.
Yeah.
Would this happen in this division?
Well,
I
I
mean,
think I think the next fight for Pantoja is going to be Brandon Revel. So
okay,
we'll get the number one contender or the number two guy versus Pantoja for the belt. I don't think that Revel can beat him.
no,
Personally, I think Pantoja gets the win again. It was very sad at the end, man. Did you hear what he kind of said? His like post fight speech,
no. What do you say?
like talking about like his dad and shit like that. Like that shit kind of hit home. It was very emotional speech by him. So if you haven't seen it, watch it. But he was basically like saying like, "Are you proud of me now, Dad? Like, I just want you to be proud of me. Are you proud of me now?" Like, I guess growing up, he did like his father was a shithead, like a shithole, like and he didn't have he didn't grow up with no father type shit. And now that he's like finally did it, and he called out his dad like in a serious emotional way. So yeah, kind of hit home. And I was like, damn, man. And imagine a guy like that who they said what 3 fights ago or something like that, he was driving Uber.
Really?
Yeah, like he was driving Uber until he got his first $50,000 bonus. He was driving Uber.
Jeez, man, and he's no slouch either, man. That's insane. Like he's been fighting for a while, dude. I mean,
Yeah,
dude, his jujitsu's unreal, man. Like that's who I was talking about with the arm triangles earlier. Like that dude can catch anybody. Moreno had some good defense. There was
yeah,
times where he was switching control completely. Like
yeah.
it was good, dude. Moreno is no joke, dude. I do like Moreno a lot, dude. And he's a dog. Like Moreno's a dog, but at the end of the day, he got outdogged.
He did get outdogged. I don't know what's going to happen in that division.
It,
Moreno's going to the thing is though is they're too small to go up.
yeah,
So it's like they're stuck there. They're stuck in that flyweight division. So it's gonna, as long as those guys are that small, they're gonna stay there and they're gonna keep fighting each other over and over and over again until we get other little guys, small guys who are gonna come in there and make some noise. And there's not very many of those.
no, you thought it would be like our France, but he got robbed.
Our
So
France, then you got Makayev, or what's his
yeah,
name, Muhammad Makayev or whatever.
yeah. There's some guys that are like top 15, like under like pretty high in the top 15 that have
Yeah,
really good records. But like in the middle of that, there's guys who are just I'm not calling them scrubs, but they're like 14-8.
yeah, exactly.
Like they're not champs.
No. So it's
And
gonna stay around that Ravel, Pantoja, Moreno, Kaikar, France, like that whole. And there's another guy too. I'm trying to think of his name. I can't remember who it is. Flyweight guy.
Figueroa,
Well, Figueredo moved up.
I know, but I mean, what if he can get Pantoja's number?
I
I
don't know.
think he has before. I think they have fought.
Yeah, I think so too. And he's the only
And
one to beat him, I think.
it'd be like
Um.
three-way fuck.
Oh, Albazi, Mir Albazi. He's another one. 17
I
and
don't like
one.
him.
Just he just edged out Kaikar France.
I
Um.
think he's a rub.
That's really it, man. Like
Yeah.
I don't really know what could be next, but who knows? I thought that was fight of the night, much deserved win by Pantoja. Hell of a pick by me, because again, thank you for winning me some money, baby. Appreciate you.
Hey, come on now.
And then, what? As we all know, there's levels to this shit, baby. Pound for pound, number one, Volkanovski gets the dub against Yair Rodriguez, dude. He is truly. I think he solidified himself in the potentially top 5 of all time.
Dude, he's getting there, man. And if he keeps on doing what he's doing, he will be for sure. He's definitely the best pound for pound. That's solidified. Daniel Cormier even said it. Everyone was saying it.
Yeah.
Everyone believed it. He is. And that guy, dude, Rodriguez is a scary fucking striker.
Oh, he's insane.
He is. I love the way he strikes, dude. I love the way he's able to hook his
Look
heels.
his heels, yeah, heel hook and shit.
He goes up and he can change direction in mid strike to go down like this. It's
Yep.
the way he hooks his heels are insane. And Volk even says like you were one of the, you might be the scariest fighter I've gone against. Weapon wise. Like.
And that's saying something after going up against a guy like Max Holloway for multiple times in a row with the striking skills like he has.
And dude, yeah, Rodriguez fucking had better strike than him. I mean, Max Holloway got outstruck by Volk.
Yeah.
And you got Rodriguez. Volk didn't really, he played with the hands, but he kind of like you see Volk shoot for takedowns and stuff like that. It's like I'm not playing around. I'm not testing.
Too smart, dude. That is why. And when people kept saying like, "No, Yair's gonna beat him," I said, "Dude, Volk is in the lab right now, dude. He is way too smart. He's watching tape on everything this guy's gonna do to him, and everything this guy thinks he's gonna do to him, Volk is gonna have a counter to what he's gonna do."
Volk knew exactly like this guy is a dangerous striker, and he's like, and I mean the height, the reach, everything. He's not looking good for him in that. And Volk's just an animal. He's a hammer, and I'm a huge Volk fan. If he does this 2 more times, maybe 1 more time, I could say top 5 of all time, man. But then again, you got guys that were even in this division in the past who've done this, like Mighty Mouse and stuff like that.
Yeah, but here's the thing. All right, so
Mighty Mouse,
flyweight,
yeah.
Yeah, so
not even.
The reason why I say Volkanovski is potential top 5. Look at all the odds he's gone against, bro. He was a 4-inch height difference against Yair. We're talking 5'6" versus 5'11". He's been dealing that shit his whole career, basically. He's always been the little guy, and yet he has always dominated the guys bigger than him. To me, that's much more respectful than a guy who's bigger than the rest of them and then dominating the division. Volk has always been the guy smaller than everybody else, and he's always had to figure out a way to win. That's why he's so fucking smart.
He's a machine, dude, and I don't want to step off this fight, but one thought I did have earlier, it was regarding Mighty Mouse. Do you think that he could still be a contender right now in the UFC?
Oh, 100%. He'd be a champion.
You think he could take Pantoja?
Yeah, absolutely.
You think he could?
Yeah, hell yeah, dude. He's fucking dominating in ONE FC.
Make it fucking happen.
They're not going to do that, dude. The UFC realized they made a mistake, and they're not going to look stupid enough to bring him back. Mighty Mouse is retired, so he's not fighting anymore. I don't think he's fighting anymore, but he won. Yeah, he just won the ONE FC belt again. He defended his title again, and then pretty sure he retired after that fight. I could be wrong though, but he would be the champion in the UFC right now, 100%. He's just that good, and he's another guy that's like those guys who are just so intelligent. Like their fight IQ is just so high, it's hard to beat those guys because they're gonna always know what you're gonna do. They're gonna always be able to counter what you're gonna do. Like it's very hard to beat a guy with a high fight IQ.
Yeah, and
so
I mean, Volk is just a beast in everything. I don't. There's nothing that man can't do. And give the man his flowers fucking now.
26-2, bro.
So who are his losses at again? It must be like
early on in his career.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, definitely Islam's fuckhead.
Well, Islam was 1, and Corey Nelson in AFC. So he's undefeated in the UFC outside of Islam, which he stepped up for. So fuck that. Don't count. You can't count that.
Got that bullshit, and I don't even think he lost that.
I don't think he lost it either. So technically, he should be undefeated. If you really want to get technical, I think that. But look at his run though. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 title defense wins.
Legendary, man. I say we watch that fight live on YouTube for the fans real quick and just watch us talk about it. That would be sick.
I can try. I don't mind doing that. Let's see. Well, no, we'll do that on Sunday.
Okay.
Yeah. We'll go back and watch that fight and do that on Sunday, and then we'll talk. If we can get you in here, we'll go live. We won't record or anything. We'll just do a live stream. I'm down with that. Okay. Yeah, because it's gonna be hard to do it right now. I don't want anything to fuck up. if
No,
I try to switch it up. But I'm down to watch the fight and talk and pinpoint and talk about some of the shit. I would love to start doing that. Maybe we could do that. Pick one fight a week on a Sunday and go high depth into the fights, talk about it, and do that. Oh, I'm 100% down with that.
That's a sick idea.
So, but yes, Volk, GOAT, easily number one pound for pound. I love John Jones, but there's no way that you can take that away from Volk after what he just did.
Speaking of John Jones, man.
Speaking of, my friend, now that we're done with this, we can start talking about whatever the hell we want, bro. John Jones Stipe finally announced it's coming at the Garden.
Dude, I just wish it was, I first off, I love that it's happening. But Stipe hasn't fought so long, dude.
John Jones is gonna work him really quickly.
He's gonna break him quick. I'm calling first round.
I think so too. I think he gets the job done really quickly.
And it's gonna be. I mean, I'm glad it's happening. So the debate can be done. Hey, I'm gonna fucking be king in both divisions. I'm gonna take down the king in the heavyweight division.
I think it's a double retirement fight too, if I'm not mistaken.
Don't say that.
Yeah, it has to be, because like a lot of people have pointed it out too. They're fighting in Madison Square Garden, hometown of John Jones. Stipe's gonna come in. If Stipe loses, he's more than likely gonna retire. So it would only make sense for John and Stipe to both retire on, like, John retires in his hometown, Stipe retires after a loss. This makes too much sense.
God, I mean, I hope not. But I mean, if it happens, it happens. Hell of a career for both of those guys. But
the only thing I would say is this: if he does that, it's going to be kind of like a Khabib effect. It's like you retired without truly, like, losing. Like,
get dethroned, bro. Get dethroned. Don't be so cool.
Let somebody dethrone you. I like the fact of someone coming in and dethroning somebody, because it just makes for a better story later on. You know what I'm saying?
It does, man. Izzy was the guy that kind of, a lot of people started fucking up Anderson Silva, but that whole entire passing the torch.
Pass the torch, man. And I think he passed the torch on to Tom Aspinall. But nobody's going to agree with me right now because Tom has a fault since his leg injury. But Sergey Spivak, it is coming up. But Sergey Spivak is going to definitely, I think, be the champ. And then he's going to get dethroned by Tom Aspinall. Calling that right now.
All right, bro. Call that.
Calling it.
Episode 26, motherfuckers. You know it.
I'm calling it. But, John, shout out to you, baby. You're the GOAT in my eyes, my friend. But
absolutely.
Fight night next week. God, it's so bad. I want to say that there's like literally, well, I take that back now because JDM's on the card.
JDM, because it wasn't JDM's. Well, I thought he was.
He was on 290, but his fighter, remember, I don't know if you saw, because I know you're in Greece, so a lot of this might be new to you, but the guy he was fighting got it. Going into the fight, they did a brain scan on him and found out that he had some sort of brain issue. They said that, like, if he was to continue fighting, it could potentially kill him. So they had to, like, remove him from the fight card until they figured out what was wrong with him. So it was like almost the UFC could have saved this man's life.
Jeez, dude. Okay, well, that's shout out to the doctors then on that. That's fucking insane.
But JDM stuck around and was like, "Just give me whatever. I'm still here." Fucking tank, right? Sticks around. Give me a fight. I know you got another card coming up next week. Let's go. So he got one against a guy making his debut. Should make light work of it. But outside, I don't even want to talk about it because it's like, I would assume JDM makes pretty easy work of that. But there's like 8 or 9 fights, or actually there's like 10 fights before we get into a fight where someone has recently won their last fight.
Yeah, dude. We'll
How bad is that?
We're definitely going to cover it for you guys, but I mean, shit. Everyone should know that it should be Jack. I'm here to watch JDM. That's about it. Like Holly Holmes.
And thank God JDM's fighting in the prelims.
Yeah, which is ridiculous. But I mean, I get it. It's the person he's fighting, but
yeah. So whatever. We're all here for JDM. They should just call this Fight Night JDM versus the world.
It should be, man. And you got you got Holly Holmes over here, like gonna do her.
Now don't get me wrong. I think Buena Silva and Holly Holmes could be a decent fight.
It's gonna be a good fight.
I think it could be an okay fight. Speaking of Holly Holmes, I saw today that it's there's been rumors that Ronda Rousey is gonna make her return to the bantamweight division.
No way.
I saw that today. There's been rumors that she's making her return to the UFC.
How old is she?
36, 35, 36.
Isn't she doing really good in the WWE right now? Or
She's
she
doing.
stopped doing?
I don't know. I don't really watch WWE, so I really don't know.
Dude, what?
She is 30. She was born in 87. So, yeah, she's probably about 35, 36. So she says she's going to make her return from what I'm seeing.
In what division?
The bantamweight division.
Who we got over there right now?
Well, I believe that would be.
I mean, it was
nobody. It was Amanda Nunes, right?
Yeah, so she's been ducking Amanda Nunes so long.
Imagine she comes back. Dude, if she came back, she's gonna get special treatment, dude. You know it.
Of course.
They're gonna push her right into a top 5 fight immediately.
Well deserved. I mean, she's a pioneer, and she's the Gracie for women's thing. She started this shit. She's a shamrock.
I mean, she was the greatest judo wrestler or women's wrestler in history. Judo grappler. Hell yeah.
You think you take her?
Yeah, bro. She would try to come and do a hip toss on me. I'd knee her right in the cooter. Fucking bam.
Nice, dude. Yeah, I think she could whip my ass.
She is not picking up my big ass and hip tossing me, bro. Not happening.
Dude, she's gonna leg sweep you so hard.
She would probably leg sweep me faster than she would hip toss me though. But she was known for doing hip tosses and inside leg trips.
And you're pretty good at defending those. So.
I know how to defend them really well because I've had a lot of them thrown at me.
What?
And practice makes perfect, but no, she ain't beat me, dog. Nah. Nah, bro. Now, Amanda Nunes, on the other hand, she probably pieced me up like a chicken salad, bro.
Yeah, man. Well, if she comes back to the bantamweight division, dude, I mean, dude, you got Holly Holmes at number 3 over there.
Dude, Holly Holmes is born in 1981, bro. She's 41. This better be her last fight.
She's about to come out with a cooking book soon, dude.
Yeah, she's about to be on damn Food Network. UFC cooking. Women's division, the new women's division, the cooking division.
Right?
As Sean Strickland would say, put the women back in the kitchen.
Dude, I've seen that, man.
Oh my god! Imagine that. Imagine he made that comment, and then like you start seeing the retired women UFC fighters start joining Food Network and cooking.
Oh my god,
that would be hilarious, bro.
That'd be great.
Let me see. What other news do we got going on right now? I'm trying to think of anything else that might have happened.
There hasn't been much announced, I mean, of course, we have a
couple. Tyson Fury, Francis Ngannou finally got announced. So it looks like we finally got a fight for that. October 28th, which I will be off. So, yeah, buddy. And I'm hoping that that's the same Saturday as Jon Jones Stipe. I'm hoping so. I'm hoping that Dana White gets that petty and goes, Jon Jones Stipe, Conor McGregor, Michael Chandler, same night, Madison Square Garden, October 28th, and just says, F you, Francis Ngannou. We're going to do this pay-per-view right.
He'd be goated for life if he did that.
I could see him doing it. I could see him getting real petty with it.
Good, man. And the thing is, it's a stupid fight for Tyson Fury.
Stupid fight for Tyson Fury? Oh, yeah, because he's putting his record on the line for it. He's gonna dominate Francis Ngannou.
He's going to fucking destroy him because there's this the guy that Tyson Fury is supposed to be fighting soon, man. It's like this big Russian guy, the ponytail, he's bald with a ponytail, and everybody wants to see that fight. And the fact you're doing this stupid shit for a cash bag is just stupid. Like Francis, you just got signed to the PFL, right?
Yeah, but he had a clause in there that said he could do boxing for a year or two. He wanted to get a boxing fight first before he did the PFL. So now they're doing Francis Ngannou, Tyson Fury. Like, I'm not even that interested in it, to be honest. Like, I'm far more interested in this Jon Jones Stipe fight.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. And And Dana White's gonna make this card absolutely insane. If he's
Oh,
that petty,
100%.
this man's gonna make it just like our past one at 290. If he does that, dude, I'm talking the early prelims would shake.
Yeah, no, you're right. I agree. So that was really it on that. Obviously, Conor McGregor is now, still getting swept in the Ultimate Fighter. I don't really know what other news kind of came out. I'm trying to think off the top of my head. I didn't really capture any news, to be honest. I just really wanted to highlight 290.
Yeah, man, there's not much else to happen. They got the whole entire Zuckerberg Musk thing that I don't want to fucking talk about.
Yeah,
But, I mean,
but to be honest, that's more interesting to me than Elon or than Francis Ngannou versus damn Tyson Fury.
same, dude. And the thing is, I saw Zuckerberg in the gym with Volk.
Man looks cut too, man.
Boy, that dude has some abs on him.
Yeah, bro. Let's see. Like, could you think about this? Like, that's like the all-time ending. That's like how shit should be going on. Like the two richest men in the world, like, are some of the richest men in the world in a cage fight. Could you imagine that? What if we started putting the richest people in the world into cages to determine, and whoever loses their wealth, and it gets spread across the world, or the United States?
It was like the Hunger Games.
Yeah, bro. But it wouldn't affect us because I'm broke as fuck, so I would never get in there. But put old Donald Trump in there with Joe Biden. Let's see who can make it out alive.
Trump would eat that man's ass.
He would talk about it'd be like me versus Ronda Rousey in there.
Oh yeah.
Oh, nasty, man. It's good to have you back, dude. I'm glad you're back. I'm glad we have no technical difficulties or no issues. It feels good. That means the podcasts are going to be going cleaner and smoother. I really can't tell you how happy I am now that we can start streaming again. So if you're new to the podcast or new to listening to us, we've been doing YouTube videos now for the last few weeks. We're always on Spotify, Amazon Music, Apple Music, all of the podcast streaming platforms. But I think we're going to take it up a notch and start doing some live streams and kind of show ourselves highlighting fights, live fights, not watching them, but, come in there, chat with us while we talk about what's going on, kind of hang out with us and vibe on some of these fight nights and stuff like that. So I think that'd be really fun to do.
I agree, man. It's going to be awesome.
So
we're going to do highlight fighters as well. So we got some good stuff coming, especially for these next dull weeks coming up. We're going to do something good for y'all.
No, yep. I am super excited about that. Again, Overs Club Discord was popping on Saturday night. So if you want to come watch fights and have a good ass time, that's the place to be. So what were you saying?
OV, baby.
OV.
Overs Club.
Oh, Overs Club. I'm like, OC. You said OV.
Oh, shit. OVC.
OVC, Overs Club, whatever, little abbreviation. But yeah, if you want to come hang out and vibe with us, man, we had a good ass time the other night. Lots of beers were flying around. Lots of bets were flying around. Lots of shit talk was going on. It was a good ass time. I took my shirt off, flexed for the camera for about an hour. So yeah, man, come on in, hang out. But yeah, Nasty, I'm really looking forward to that, man. I appreciate you taking some time. I know you just got back from Greece, so I know you were on some crunch time, jet lag and shit like that. So glad to have you back, brother. We'll talk about this Sunday thing, man. We might get a quick 30-minute stream in and watch that Volk fight live and just kind of talk about it a little bit more, and maybe we'll watch that and the Pantoja fight and make it like a little 30-45 minute stream.
Sounds great.
All right, man. Well, I ain't got much left, brother. That's it for me. Appreciate everybody listening. We'll see y'all next week. Peace, bruh.